Alright, hi everybody, it's me, Martinez-Bateman. I am showing you not this week's spread, but last week's spread. This week's spread had way too many things in it that I would have had to sticky note over. So I just did this one because it was the easiest to sticky note over. But this was, I think, was it the first time or the second time? Yeah. So this is the first time I did the traveler's thing, and I said that with this guy, the traveler's undated, and I said that I thought that I put it in kind of awkwardly. I did. The way that I put it in last time, this is what I've been using, a traveler's undated. And I chose travelers specifically because I know they're fountain pen friendly. There were other undateds that would have fit, but I didn't think that they would be fountain pen friendly. And this has proven to be fountain pen friendly. Anyway, so this is what I did. I am actually going to switch to this as my primary weekly spread. It's just so much easier to put in. It has a lot of note space. When I do it again, I'm not going to show you this week. Like I said, it's just too crowded with stuff that happened that I would need to sticky note over. But it's just perfect. I have a bunch of space over here. I even put like a picture on this part, which was really cool. And then I have notes, obviously. This was the week before the election. This was also a week that I got some health news that I didn't want. So this was a reminder from my medical team that basically don't let the stress lead you to skipping meals. So I've got my 3, either just order takeout or do an easy food, or just if it's really bad, drink an Ensure. And I did all of those this week and last week, which is this week that we're looking at. But yeah, I love this so much. This is going to be my new thing. This is not my backup anymore for when I'm busy. This is how I'm going to lay out my weeks and my planning. And it's great. It's everything I need. So that being said, I'll put that at the end if you just want to watch me glue stuff. But I also want to get into something that arrived, I think a couple weeks ago. It is my 2025. I think this is a B6. Yeah, I just want to make sure it's in the frame. 2025 B6. Hemlock and Oak. Yeah. I already put my name in it. Did I? No, I didn't. So here's what it looks like. It has this really nice speckled paper in the front. And let's see, is it also in the back? Yeah, it's also in the back. I either put this pocket on or I ordered this pocket. I don't think I've put anything else in it. Yeah, because I was waiting to do this on camera. But here's the first page. 2025 Minimalist Planner, B5 size. It was B5, made in Canada. Hemlock and Oak, all rights reserved, etc. The mighty oak was once an acorn that stood its ground. And I did add all the tabs because I just couldn't wait. But we've got this sort of table of contents, year overview. Here's another sort of year by month, another year by day and quarter. Here's the holidays. They have Juneteenth and Indigenous Peoples Day. That's nice. But yeah, here's the January overview. looks. What boundaries will you set for yourself this month? List 3 ways that you can carve out time for self-care. What intentions do you have this month? What milestones are you focusing on? What habit do you want to cultivate this month? Are there any barriers? And then there's a habit tracker, I guess for the whole month. And then the frequency that you want your habit to be on and your reward. And then there's just a blank note page. And then we get into the month calendar layout with some check boxes down here. And then we get into the first week of the year. And this looks like, yeah, it goes from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. with either space to go farther or note space or whatever down here. I like this paper. It feels good to me. I can't remember what the paper was called. And I think every month goes on like that. Oh, and then there's a review. Write down 3 memorable moments this month. What gave you energy this month? What drained you? A lesson, thought, or growth moment from this month. And then it starts over again. But yeah, the paper is thick. I think someone said it's 120 GSM. I wouldn't be surprised. But here's the very back. There is it doesn't seem like there's a month-end review for December. There's just like a whole year-end review. Which I feel kind of like, that means that December gets some like short shrift here. But you can always write that here. You have some note pages. Not that many, but I have some note pages. This I ordered when I was obsessed with my other B5 that I got at Office Depot. And now that I am back in an A5, I'm like wondering about that. But let's see, weight-wise, this by itself weighs less than this. And one of the reasons I went back to this is because my other B5 was so heavy. But this is actually very light. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do, y'all. But I do know that I am gonna do a pen test now. Here on camera with y'all, because it just feels fitting. Oh, and I don't know if you noticed my mention of my new fountain pen. I'm going to open this super carefully because last time I opened it, it had leaked all over. Yeah, it did it again. Fuck. What is it with me and leaky fucking pens? I had to throw away my fountain pen. Was it Fountain Pen Revolution? Yeah, my Fountain Pen Revolution, because after a replacement nib and a replacement feed, it still leaked like hell. And I was like, this pen was not worth it to try and fix, and so I just tossed it in the trash. I felt like an asshole. But yeah, I don't know. Leaky pens are my curse right now. But let's try it anyway. I'll just try not to touch the feed. I think it's called Benu. I just saw it in the store, and I love writing with it. It's so satisfying to write with. And then I think this is a medium nib. But I'm gonna put this over here because I need to clean it. But like, oh, my Lamy stub is without ink. Here's a brush pen. I'm gonna really lay it on thick here. That B is a B. It's not a very good B, but whatever. I got this little juicy broad, TWSBI Eco Broad. I think that's an I. TWISBI, right? Yeah, TWSBI. Wispy broad. And then let's see, we've got this Sailor Fude. Oh, the ink in here is behaving weird as well. Uh-oh. Is it even working? Oh, it's very sticky. Let's just lay ink down. Okay, girl, I need to clean my pens. This is embarrassing. Let's see, I need some more thick babies. Oh, I saw this on the fountain pen subreddit where you just put nail stickers on your pen to like make it look kind of fun, and I love it. This I think is an architect grind. Our cheat. We are not testing our spelling. We're testing our bleed through. Let me see. Who else is really juicy? Lemmy 2000, she's a juicer. And then here's my really juicy baby. My vintage Waterman. I actually think I have to do something about this one. Her level of juice is too much. Too much juice. Oh, she's out. Okay. Thanks, girl. Oh, Faber-Castell, you're pretty juicy. Okay, and then I've got another brush pen, random scissors for some reason, brush, got a less juicy brush, that brush 2, and then I've got Sharpie Creative Marker, and then do a real Sharpie fine tip. That. Let's go. We've got mild liner. And then we've got, let's see, High Tech Coletto. I'm recording this the Friday after the election, the 2024 election, which Donald Trump won by running on a ticket of racism, fascism, sexism, homophobia, and transphobia. And I'm not okay. But this this shit, just checking on pens. What's this, Energel? Clena. This shit just makes me feel like a little bit normal for just a little bit, you know? And then this is a Parker ballpoint. Sweet. I think that's it for the pens that really matte, like really are juicy. I think this is actually out of ink. This is like a Prefontaine. Not out of ink at all. Alright. This is another one that I did the decals to. And it's honestly, it's held up really well. I did it probably like a month ago. I did it to this one. I did it to this one. This is an Osprey pen, and I did it to my Platinum Prefontaine. And they're doing really well. I mean, they're in a bag with like a bunch of other pens all the time, and that hasn't come up. So it's a great way to spruce up a cheap pen. Let's see. Let's get some more. What else do I have over here? Do I have a full-size Sharpie? I do. Let's get some more juicy pens. There's a fat tip Sharpie. And then here's a Pilot G2. And then here's like a needlepoint. Tours Lejeux, whatever. That's it for that. I don't think I have any more. Like, I guess I have the Sharpie Creative Fat Tip Green. To see. And paint, of course. There's always paint. Although I don't have any. I don't have like a water pen on me. I could always go clean this off later. But yeah, let's do some paint. Dun, 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 dun. That's some gouache. How do you spell gouache again? Gouache. All right. So we've got some gouache. All right, now let's look. I want to put a piece of craft paper right here because this isn't all dry. I don't want to mess up the page next door if I don't have to. All right, let's see. Okay, lots of things seems to have ghosted. The gouache hasn't gone through it all. Oh, I have some water right here. Here. Let's see what happens when we get that a little wet. All right, I'll move that there. Dry this off as much as possible. Okay, then, so yeah, the gouache bled through a little bit here at the wettest part. Some fountain pen ink bled through over here. The Sharpie absolutely bled through. The Sharpie creative marker on this side did bleed through. Like this bleed through is worse than almost, wow, this is kind of bad. We got, what's this one? Faber-Castell bled through just a little bit. We've got pinpoints. We've got pinpoints over here on the Benu fountain pen. Twisby Broad just did a little bit of shadowing. Brush did shadowing. Brush 2 did shadowing. Mild liner didn't show up at all. All these other pens down here, High Tech, Coletto, anything, didn't really show up except for this is a fountain pen, Prefontaine. And this fountain pen, it full on is like starting to spider. And the Sailor Fude, I think that's just how I laid it down. Benu is starting to spider. Faber-Castell is starting to spider. Wow. This is, I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the worst pen tests I've done. And I've been doing a ton of pen tests because I've been trying to find my dupe for my Hobonichi. Like, thinking about the pen test that's in the back of my gold book, my Rhodia gold book. Very many, like many of the same pens. Some even juicier. This is my Fountain Pen Revolution pen that I had to throw away because it wouldn't stop leaking everywhere. And we have a lot of ghosting, but I don't know if you guys can see the comparison. So let's do this. What time is it? Oh, I need to go soon. But you can see that there's bleed through on the Sharpie right here, right? And there's ghosting like crazy. You can see a lot of ghosting, but this is 90 GSM. This is, I think, 120 GSM. Now we turn the page and let's see, let's compare. The Sharpie bleeds through way more than on the gold book. There's no paint coming on the other side of this gold book page, but there is paint coming on the other side of this page. This fountain pen is starting to bleed through. Like, none of the fountain pens have bled through the Rhodia gold book, the Clairefontaine paper. This is starting to bleed through. This is starting to bleed through. Sharpie creative markers got a little bit of bleed. Other creative markers got a little bit of bleed. Faber-Castell is bleeding through here and a little bit here and here. Like, Benu is starting to bleed through. Like, it's wild. I don't know if y'all can see this on the video. I don't think you can. But here is 90 GSM, Rhodia gold book. You can see the ghosting. I'm not saying you can't. And then here is 120 GSM, whatever paper Hemlock and Oak uses. And you can see the ghosting as well as the bleed through. Let me get that in the light a little bit. See? Wow. And this is 120. What am I going to do with a planner where if I try to write in it with my fountain pens, it spiders? What is that? Like, this is the Lamy Safari. It's like the most basic, most everything friendly fountain pen with a medium nib. And as it sinks in, it's starting to spider. Well, dang it. this was going to be my 2025 planner. I was very much into it. I might still be. I'm not saying I'm not, that it's over. But gosh, it is not, the paper performance is not at all close to what I was hoping for when I bought this thing. The grid layout is great. The goals and the reviews, the monthly reviews and everything, that's great. It feels great. It looks nice. I like the font. I like the colors that they chose. I also got this cute little charm on the end of the ribbon, which is adorable. And then this, it's bugging me. Am I being a dick? I don't know. I already wasn't sure because it was much bigger than what I had started working on in the goal book. And now it just does not look great with the fountain pens that I use. Like, these are my babies. I would not want to work on a planner that I couldn't write with my fountain pens in. And it's not like I can't write with them, right? Like, here they are. But still, see all that spidering? It's killing me. I don't know what to do with you. So, I really thought this was just gonna be like a standard pen test. Let me get the... This is the other thing that I bought. Remember when I wasn't sure what I was gonna do? The Rotorunner. And I think I did a pen test in it too. And it absolutely was also kind of fucked. But the paper here is much thinner than this paper. This is probably 90 or 80. And here we had a lot of ghosting on the Rotorunner. Rotorunner. Anyway, we had a lot of ghosting. We did have bleed through with my Waterman and with my old Fountain Pen Revolution pen that, again, was way too wet. I had to throw it out. Brush pen had a little bit of bleed through. Faber-Castell had a little bit of bleed through. Parker. My Parker bled through. But it's not, like, it's not even, this is thinner paper than this, and it's not as bad. Why? I also did not really like the goal setting system in the Rotorunner. Rooter. Like this. This is too much shit. Also, it only goes from 6 to 6. I guess it has PM plans, but I can't, you know. So, I don't know. Am I still looking for a 2025 planner? Or have I already found it and it's the system that I'm currently using where I take the Travelers and glue it into the goal book? Is that just like the level of specificity that I need right now? Great question. I'm glad you asked. I don't know the answer. It's certainly what I'm doing for now, and I think that it's working perfectly, honestly. It's great. I don't have to spend a ton of time setting up my week. I can go do other things. Oh, and I've forgone the ruler and X-Acto knife process with this because it's faster and easier to just cut it by hand. And I think I actually have straighter lines when I cut it by hand with the scissors versus with the, what's it? Oh, and I just cut, I like follow the dots to cut this one so I don't lose paper. Because I think last time I did this on camera, I like cut the dots out, but then these columns were both like smaller than they're supposed to be. And I was just like, no. I would rather cut on the dots than lose real estate. Okay, let's see where. Here we go. This is the end of the week. This is the beginning of the week. Oh, my glue stick is over here. It's just so much easier to do this. Oh, this is in my way. And then after this, I gotta go. I gotta go pick up my dog from daycare. We've decided that he needs to go to dog daycare because he needs a lot more like intellectual stimulation than he's getting. Although I dropped him off at daycare this morning and he was like, I don't want to go. He was like, no, thank you, dog daycare. And I was just like, but you love dog daycare. I mean, he's only ever been one other time, but he was so happy. But he tried to like run back out when they took him into the back to like go to daycare. And I felt bad. So if he does that next time I take him to daycare, maybe I don't take him to daycare anymore. But he really, like, he has so much, he gets his wiggles out, you know? And like, there's only so much constant play and attention I can provide. I have to do my job at some point. Oh, this is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So this is the part that gets glued. Do. Oh, you know what I should have done with that piece of paper that I threw out is I should have showed you guys how fountain pens perform on that paper, because that is relevant to our conversation, but I didn't. So let's see. Oh, right. I'm going to use this. I need to fix my habit of putting the ruler on the other side of where I can see. It's a really weird habit. I don't know why I do it. And I need to stop. And then I'm actually gonna put this right here. Am I? Yeah, I am. Because I have to start recording some health shit in the morning. And that needs to have a space. That's a little jank. But you know what? That's okay. Is that why I'm putting the ruler in a different space so I can see? Who knows? Who knows why I do what I do? I have to start monitoring my sugars. Weather. And I used to have a tracker where I was like, track if I did art. I took that out. I think I'm going to try and like track that in another way because like maybe by putting a sticker or by just like marking it. I'm not sure, but that's what that is. And then here, as you can see, it has room for stuff. Oh, real quick before I go. If you're still here, here's your reward. I got this at an antique market. I think it's missing some cards. We can't find the lovers. But it's the Golden Girls Tarot. But like, look at how much room is there for activities. Anyway, that's all I have to say. If you got Hemlock and Oak and you use fountain pens, tell me, am I being fucking weird? The answer is yes, I'm always weird. But like, am I being weird about that? Let me know. Oh, and then the other thing I do, why won't I just go? Great question, I don't know. But the other thing I do for my weeklies is I put a washi at the bottom and wrap it around to show that there's a weekly on the other side of this. And I'm not gonna, oh, I accidentally skipped a page. That's okay. That way you don't know what's over here. Good. But yeah, so here, that's, the washies on the bottom are an indicator of one thing. The washies on the top are an indicator of another thing. Like the washies on the bottom are my weekly planning spreads. And the washies on the top are like important meetings with like my doctors and my like therapists and stuff. So I can just like, if you see the washies on the top, I can just flip back to them when I need to. And then the bottom are my weekly spreads. So that's that. See you next week.